Morning YouTube, how's everybody doing? Hopefully you're doing great. This is an early morning video for me. I have my coffee available to me. Good news, I just finished compiling my top 20 niche summer fragrances for 2012. Yes, good news for all of you, or some of you that have been asking for it. That video is going to be available probably tomorrow. I just got to shoot the video, edit, and of course upload it on YouTube, so it's going to be ready for you guys hopefully before the weekend is upon us. This video is something different, as you can see from the title above. It's called the leftovers of that list, of that niche summer 2012 list. I decided to do something a little different on my channel. I feel like the past few years I've just been trying to pump out a lot of full-fledged reviews as much as I can because I get so many requests for fragrances. I'm trying to please the public by doing that, you know, try to help you guys out and do as many reviews as I can, and I feel like my channel is kind of lacking on different type of videos. This one is new, and I always need your help with new videos. This is the first video of its kind on my channel, and I want you guys to comment below if you enjoy it or you don't. If you think it's a waste of time, then let me know. Be honest, because this is a lot of work for me, you know, take the camera out, do all this and prepare it, so it's great to see if it actually helps out people, or you know, you think it's redundant. There's a lot of people asking for these type of videos, so I decided why not. So the leftovers, what is it about? It's about the leftovers of the top 20 niche list. I can do this for every top 20 list that I do. If you don't know, how I compile my list is I go through my collection. Let's say I'm doing my top 20 niche, this one right here for summer. I go in my niche collection and I pull out every single bottle that I feel is season appropriate for the summer. So that could be, I've seen lists as high as 150 to 100 bottles. That's how I started off. I go, okay, these are my summer niche bottles. Then I go through them and I go, okay, which are the ones that I haven't worn this summer at all? Those guys go out. Now that usually trims out the list to usually 50, 40, or 30 bottles. So it trims it out really good. Then I go, okay, which ones are kind of redundant? Because with a collection like this, there's a lot of fragrances that kind of do the same thing, right? I got a vetiver-based fragrance, I got a fig-based fragrance, I got a pineapple-based fragrance. So I say, okay, well, my fig-based fragrance, I really love Fido Seacos. Do I really need other fig-based fragrances in my top 20? I usually wear Fido Seacos the most, so I'm going to actually take these out of the list. So that's how I kind of trim it out. Usually, the major factors to make a top 20 list is, first and foremost, do I wear it? I don't care about pricing. I don't care about hype. A lot of people try to compile a top 20 or top 10 list and try to put the ones that are the most hyped. This is my personal taste. I don't care if you don't like Fido Seacos, it's going to be in my top 5. That's the way it is. I don't care about pricing, I don't care about hype or how great it is. I'm not trying to compile the best list ever. This is my list. If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. Either way, it's about wearing and it's about being unique, especially in the summer. If it's unique, I'm going to wear it more, obviously. So that makes it a higher rating. So this video here is all about the leftovers, the ones that either got kicked out of the list from last year's list. You're going to see those bottles. And then I'm going to show you the fragrances that were vying for a spot in the top 20 and just didn't make the cut. This is like my last final cut of a top 20 list. These guys are basically, this year's list came down to 34 bottles. I got 9 bottles that were in last year's list that didn't make the top 20 this year. So we're going to get a revamped list. And then I got 5 more fragrances that were trying to go for one of these top 20 and just didn't make the cut. So let's get to it. I'm not going to go in depth with every bottle. I'm just going to show you which ones made it or didn't make it, and that's it. I might give you a reason why they didn't make it. That's it. So let's go with the new ones. First and foremost, the ones that were vying for a spot, the 5 bottles. I'm going to go with the most elusive, the most expensive. This is Creed Sélection Verte. This is one of my newest purchases. This fragrance is very minty and citrusy, a great fragrance. Just didn't make the cut just because I didn't wear it that much this summer. I wore it more in the spring. I enjoyed it. This is absolutely gorgeous juice. Just the wearings weren't there. and I felt like it wasn't fair to the other bottles. But don't be surprised in the future if this does make the top 20 list in the future at a high number too, because I really enjoyed it this spring. Next one is from Acqua di Parma's blue line. This one, Arancia di Capri. This is a citrus-based fragrance, beautiful. And all these are absolutely gorgeous, but this one, I just felt like I had other citruses that I've worn more than this guy, so it didn't make the cut. This one right here was a purchase that I did back in January of this year, and I really felt like this one was a contender for my spring and my summer list, but just didn't make it for some reason. This is Alexa Lixfield, number 3, and unfortunately it just came up short for those 2 lists, but still a solid juice, just didn't make the cut. The next 2 are from L'Artisan Parfumeur. This fragrance house does some really good juices for the summer. This guy right here, I bought it last year, and thinking that it was going to make my spring and summer list. It came up short both years, last year and this year, and this is L'Eau de l'Artisan. This is absolutely gorgeous juice. I highly recommend it for anybody that's looking for something for the summer. L'Eau de l'Artisan, beautiful juice. And the other one is a new purchase from this year, a pineapple-based fragrance. This is Anana Fizz. I think it's gorgeous juice. This almost made the top 20. Like, it was this close. It just got kicked out like at the last minute, basically. So I really like the pineapple in this fragrance. It's very simple. Very subtle, but well done pineapple. I highly recommend that for anybody that's looking for a pineapple-based fragrance. Now to the fragrances that were in the list last year, but sadly didn't make it this year. So the guys that got kicked out, there's 9 bottles, so my list has changed quite a bit. Let's take a look at number 20 last year was Creed's Erolfa. This fragrance, just haven't worn it that much this year. I'm kind of not into the salty stuff anymore, the aquatic salty. I still have an aquatic salty fragrance in my top 20, but I felt like this one and that one were basically, you know, pick one. And Erolfa was the one that got cut. Last year's number 19 from Bond number 9. Funny enough, I have no Bond number 9s this year in my top summer, which is kind of weird because there was 4 last year and they all got cut. I don't know. This one was number 19 last year. It was number 5 the year before. I never made a top summer niche without this bottle, so this one called Fire Island from Bond number 9. I found a replacement for it that's much cheaper, and I really didn't feel the whole suntan lotion vibe this year. I just didn't feel it. I really liked fruity fragrances, citruses. I really tried to go in that direction than suntan lotion type of fragrances. Next is number 18 from last year. This is, of course, Riverside Drive. This is a great springtime fragrance. Don't get me wrong, this is a highly rated fragrance. I just felt like the greenness in this fragrance is much more suited for spring than summer for me. So Riverside Drive kind of takes a back seat this year. My number 17 last year also cut. This is Orange Sanguine by Atelier Cologne, orange juice in a bottle. Again, I just felt like there was other citruses available to me, and I haven't actually, to be honest, I haven't worn it that much this summer, so just basically didn't make the cut. Let's see, number 16 is still there. Number 15 from last year, from Comptoir Sud Pacifique Coco Fig. This one is a fig-based fragrance with coconuts. Again, kind of giving me like that suntan lotion vibe, that beach vibe. I have a beach vibe fragrance in my top 20 now, so I felt like that one was kind of redundant. So I took it out of the top 20. Next is another Bond number 9's Shea Bond. This fragrance, it was either this guy or Green Irish Tweed that had to get kicked out. I felt like Green Irish Tweed, because they smell alike, especially at the start. But I feel like the dry down of this fragrance is, I would say, a little darker than Green Irish Tweed, so I felt like GIT should stay, and this one should get kicked out. So Shea Bon out of the top 20 list. Next is, let's see, Shea Bon was number 14 last year. Number 13 last year, Serge Lutens Low. I really felt like this one was just missing something. And you know, at number 13, I could do much better. And Low by Serge Lutens, I had to get kicked out of the whole list at my top 20. Low by Serge Lutens, number 13. Next is number 12 from L'Artisan Parfumeur. This is Premier Figuier, which almost cracked the top 10 last year because of my love for figs. Don't get me wrong, this is an absolutely gorgeous fig-based fragrance, but I already have 2 in my top 20 list, and somebody had to go, and Premier Figuier, I decided had to go. But again, I'm sure if I had a top 25 list, it would show up, because it's probably the most quality juice out of all these that I feel like got the short end of the stick, but it had to get cut. And the one that had the worst fate, because I had the highest rating last year and I got cut out of the whole top 20 this year, was number, I believe, 8 last year. Yeah, number 8 last year. Bond number 9's Wall Street. This one just got kicked out. Outstanding juice, but just got kicked out just because of wearings. I just didn't wear it that much. I wore other stuff. I believe Wall Street's a fruity fragrance. Yeah, yeah, I got others available in my top 20 that can do this. Wall Street, again, fabulous juice, but didn't make the top 20. So guys, this is my new leftovers segment. Again, if you guys are interested in this type of information, let me know, comments below. That's how I know if I should do these type of videos. So let me know about that. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.